April 1st is celebrated with hilarious pranks all over the world, some better than others. Like back in 1957, BBC broadcasted a clip showing workers harvesting spaghetti from fields and trees. People started flooding BBC's phones, asking to buy pasta plants for themselves. It ended up with BBC having to release a statement in the news, saying it had been a hoax. I guess nowadays something like that might be a bit harder to pull off, since people are more aware, although not everyone is ready for April Fool's Day. Every year people are fooled on April 1st, but why is it a thing and when did this tradition begin? Let's get into it, keep watching. We might actually be celebrating April Fools on the wrong day and even the wrong month. Let me explain why. In 1392, Geoffrey Chaucer wrote the Canterbury Tales, and in that book, a person is tricked by a fox on March began 30 days and 2. People interpreted that as April 1st, but now scholars believe it means 22 days after March, which would be May the 2nd. Going back to actual jokes and pranks, there are both great ones, like the pasta plant, but there's also a downside, where people believe actual news and events to be a hoax and ignores whatever warnings they might see or hear. For example, in 1946, people ignored warnings about an earthquake, which led to people not evacuating and finding shelter in time. Back in the day when color TV was just a dream, people were tricked here in Sweden by our national television that if they put a nylon stocking over their TV, they could get color TV. Thousands of Swedes followed their in-depth instructions and looked like fools doing so. Exactly why or when we started celebrating April Fool's Day is hard to know, but we can see it referenced in different writings from different dates back in time, so we know it has been celebrated in some forms for a long time. In the Middle Ages, New Year's was celebrated in some towns from March 25th to April 1st, and people who celebrated New Year's on January 1st joked about the ones celebrating it in March to April and played different jokes on them. Another example is back in 1539, a nobleman made his servants complete foolish errands and tasks on April 1st, according to a poet named Edward de Vere who wrote this down. Different countries have their own traditions of celebrating April Fool's Day. In the Nordic countries, the news will still read out one fake story, and you can prank friends and other people the entire day, unlike in the UK, where you stop the pranks at noon. And in Ireland you pass along an important letter throughout the day, until it's opened and a note with the text "Send the fool further" can be read. What does it mean? Who knows? I have no idea. I would appreciate if you help me reach my goal of reaching 500 subscribers by clicking the subscribe button. That way you will get more interesting videos like this one. Thank you for watching and stay interested.